there is addicts and alcoholics all throughout my family tree. But growing up, I didn't realize that, and I wasn't really exposed to it in my younger years. So I was born. My mom and dad were together when I was born. I'm an only child, so as you can imagine, I was spoiled and entitled. Got everything that I want. I thought the
Mhm.
world was just this perfect place, you know. And then my parents got divorced when I was 8 years old, and things really changed a lot after that. My mom became a single mom. She worked really hard to provide for me, but I spent a lot of time at home alone. So
Mhm.
when she did drink, but she was not an alcoholic, right? So it wasn't a problem. Even though I was around it, it wasn't a problem. Well, when I was about 11 years old, she was dating a guy, one of her boyfriends, and he was a real alcoholic. So
Mhm.
he would get drunk, act a fool, but he started grooming me. And I know that now. I didn't realize what was happening then, but he would give me a lot of attention and affection and all of the what I wanted from my dad. However, he was also giving me like cigarettes on the down low, gave me my first joint on the down low, and gave me other substances. He used to buy me ecstasy and
Mhm.
acid. And one night he used that as a way to take advantage of me. So he had bought me some ecstasy one night and he came into my room and he sexually abused me. So after that happened, that abuse continued, right? And it left me feeling really confused and just it was traumatic. So that's
Mhm.
really where my addiction began.
Mhm.
And then I just kind of went through trauma after trauma in my teenage years. I started partying a lot, wound up getting pregnant, lost the child, and then the father of that child overdosed. Then I immediately got into an abusive relationship. It wasn't
Mhm.
abusive in the beginning, but it
Mhm.
became abusive very quickly. So from the ages of 11 till the ages of 18, I was on the path of an addiction.
Mhm. Wow. Um, Steve, how old were you the first time you got loaded?
13, 14 years old.
Mhm.
Uh, so I would started off, it was, I mean, I would like to say innocent, but we would, drink a little bit and then smoke a lot of weed. And that seemed to be acceptable in the crowd that I hung around with. And
Mhm.
it wasn't till actually until I moved to Florida, so about 16, I come down here and the ecstasy scene was a big deal at that point here in Florida. And at that point in my life, I had never used any hard substances, just alcohol and pot. So it was definitely, a new experience, and it opened me up to a whole new situation in life. I would like to say that it got better, but as I've learned in my age, that addiction, it just continues to get worse. It doesn't ever get better.
Mhm.
I slowly spiraled out of control. Um, I was a functioning addict, so I was able to get up and go to work every day and support my habit. But
Mhm.
it started off just Friday nights and the weekends, and would hang out and have fun on the weekends, and then it slowly but surely became Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then it was
Yeah.
just at some point it was just to be okay or normal or not sick,
Mhm.
and it's just a terrible way to live.